This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick, what's going on, man?
Hey, John, it's going pretty good. How are things on your end?
Wonderful. What do you got?
Sweet. Okay, well, it's like I'm talking about like a series that was recently completed from a writer that who I generally enjoy, but he's also kind of big on just not just like offering like big happy stories. He's big on like grinding people down, like and hoping they survive the experience. It's like I'm talking about Rick Remender. There's a guy who's done like some great stuff at Marvel. It's like during his time there, specifically his runs on it's like on Uncanny Avengers. It's like and also it's like Uncanny X Force specifically. It's like though like X Force is like his Dark Angel saga. It's like was really it's like it was a great example of that. Just like just taking like giving us like a feeling that hey, like these characters are facing like some really bad stuff. It's like in the context of their existence, but also just like showing hey, like it can also just work out all right in the end, and that's kind of like something that's really hard to do with characters who've been around for like close to 30 years and all. But he creator he but he artist Jerome Pena, it's like and Mark Brooks managed it really well. It's like over the course of their run. It's like and but also managed it so well that like that Remender. It's like after he finished his time un- with Uncanny Avengers. It's like he decamped to Image to like work there full time and focus specifically on like titles it's like Deadly Class. It's Low. It's like the Scumbag. Or recently, it's like Tokyo. Um, it's like Tokyo Godfathers, not the Tokyo Godfathers. Tokyo Godfathers was the anime that Satoshi Kon did. Um, Tokyo Guard. Dang it, I can't remember. It's like that's terrible. Anyway, that series and also Seven to Eternity, the subject of this this specific podcast. Now, thing is, like Seven to Eternity represented him collaborating with his Uncanny X Force partner, Jerome Pena. Oh, and also the series that he did with previously before coming to Marvel, like Fear Agent, which I decided like I'm just gonna like nope right out of that after Volume 3 because like it just became like a joyless slog of like him just deciding okay, it's like I'm just gonna like see how far down I can grind the main character for this series. It's like, and I just thought oh man, I don't have the time for this. It's like, and I kind of felt the same way for for Low as well after its first volume. But Seven to Eternity, well, it's like okay, this is something that he's coming off of like his big Marvel successes. So it's like I kind of want to see where he's going with this. Um, After 4 volumes, like 4 volumes over like say like close to 5 years, it's like it's um it's interesting. It's like on one hand, it's like prior to reading through Volume 4, it's like I was all set to say that this is something where I remember it set up a series that had gotten me to care about someone in like someone in this series who wasn't the main character. I was just like hoping that this person like was going to be like like the driving force like like in the end. But nope. It's like because Seven to Eternity is a story of one Adam Osidis. He's a he's a guy. He's the son of Zebediah Osidis, a Mossack. And in the context of this series, like Mossack are like our characters who are an elite guard of the of the kingdom of Zal. It's like, and they've all got their own like specific special abilities, like superheroic or X Men or mutant specific like that. But the thing is that one of the Mossack, um, a character by the name of Garlus Slum, it's like had a specific ability that whoever entered into an agreement with him, it's like be it like if he made them an offer and they accepted it, then it's like then It's like then they would be like subject to his whims. Like he would be able to see see through their eyes, and it's like and I can just like I can know their thoughts. Basically, it's like he'd be able to have control over them. It's like, and this is something that he found out like early on as a kid. It's like, and as he grew up, like he realized that this is something he could use to basically like enact control over the Mossack and over the it's like over the like the general populace of Zal as well. It's like if hey, and it could just be like something simple, whether it's just hey, it's like hey, if you it's like I will study better. It's like if you will give me some like dessert, like which is how he first learned about how his ability worked through his tutor from the Mossack, and also that tutor when he did that, like he found out that his tutor thought he was scum. That he was just like I'm only like tutoring you just to make myself look better in the eyes of everyone else, and like that's something that's going to have like a real big effect on like a kid who is just like trying to like do the right thing, but once some regardless figure out this is how the world works, well it's like I, why not just like enslave it and just like bend it to my will. The catch being that his friend like in the Mossack Zebediah Sidis like when he found out about this, it's like he vowed to expose what Garlus was doing. But the problem was that Garlus's influence, like through his ability, had already spread so far into the Mossack that like that no one would believe him, and that any attempt that Zebediah tried to make to expose this was basically meant through through rebuttal. It's like and it basically and Garlus basically like used this ability to just like ruin it's like Zebediah's like reputation. Basically, like as he used his ability to become like the Emperor of Zal. It's like he also just uses to basically just ruin like Zebediah's like reputation as like one of the honest people of the Mossack. And Zebediah basically just like said like, hey, you know what? Fuck this, man. It's like I'm taking my family. It's like we're going out on the frontier. It's like we're not going to be part of your your corrupt reign and all. It's like and it's like that's kind of how it is. Like Zebediah just like just isolated his family. It's like to get them away from Garlus's influence, and that's how it is. And that's how the series begins when it's like one of Garlus's children, the Piper. It's like his ability to control people with his magical flute playing. It's like pays a visit to them. It's like and winds up killing Zebediah, but also like issuing an ultimatum to like his surviving son, Adam. It's like Adam is married to Adam has a wife. It's like and it's like and 6 kids. So and this is important. But and so he tells them that hey, if you don't make things right with Garlus, then like hey, like we'll just come back and kill you like later on. And that's kind of what like sets the series in motion. Like Adam going to Garlus to like try and on one hand like either set things right or just kill Garlus because also the thing is like Adam is slowly dying because of an unspecified parasitic infection. Like for the lack of a better term, like if you've read enough like manga, he's got like fantasy tuberculosis. It's like he coughs up blood to let you know he's dying. But as far as like the specific nature of the disease, well, he's dying because he's coughing up blood. Yeah, that's how it is. He's got fantasy tuberculosis, and he figures that hey, like he can he can hear Garlus out, accept his offer, and just then die. It's like about a month later. Except that, well, that's not what Garlus has planned. Garlus offers him the chance that, hey, you know what? I can cure you. I can make it so that you can you don't have to be mercy to this disease. It's like you can go back to your family. It's like and live to a ripe old age with them. And it's that's an offer that it's mighty tempting to Adam to hear out, except that as he's hearing it out, Well, that's when Garlus's throne room comes under attack by by some rebel Mossack who have survived. It's like the like Garlus's Garlus's initial purge of the order. It's like when I say purge, I mean like he kind of convinced the original, like the people who were surviving, to just hey, maybe kill yourselves and all. So they've they've managed to find a way to take him at to take him out because his one of his concubines, Javila, it's like a red skinned fairy type person who was sold to him by her parents for reasons which will become evident in volume 2. Well, it's like they like these heroes, like a healer, it's like a fighter who can adapt arms to their like limbs to their damaged limbs to their own body. It's like a it's like a goblin who can assume other other shapes. It's like a white witch who has a gift of foresight. It's like drawbridge, like a reptile who's got the ability to transport people by people jumping into his jaw and all. It's like they've got this the seven, it's like the 7-member order. It's like who are it's like who've gotten the idea to capture Garlus and take him to the wizard Tortiga, one of the few people who can oppose him, and and eventually separate him from all the people that he's enslaved through his offers. Because the thing is, if Garlus dies, all people who have heard his offer and accepted it, they die as well. Which is basically millions of people throughout Zal, like half the populace, as we're told. And the thing is, these these freedom fighters, they've heard of the name Osidus, and they know that, hey, it's synonymous with betrayal, because that's how how Garlus and everyone else spread the word about them. And Adam kind of has to convince them that no, it's like I'm still legit. It's like I may have listened to him, but I didn't hear his order, which is kind of like one of the interesting things I picked up on reading this series, like rereading this series in this past week, because this is less of a series about it's like is Adam going to give in to Garlus's um like his offer, and more like how does one rationalize it's like accepting an offer from someone who is clearly evil and does not have your best interests at hand. It's like seven to eternity is an interesting story that that basically sets up the idea of even though Adam is kind of the main character, and each issue basically has it has an excerpt from the journals of Adam Osidus, and it's not until the final issue of the final volume, where you find out that, oh, so this is where these these uh these journals are coming from. And it's basically him basically trying to rationalize everything that he's done up to this point. And as you read the series, you realize that, oh, okay, yeah, I see where the need to rationalize everything comes from. And I think it's it's an interesting idea, just seeing what lies do we have to tell ourselves in order to accept what we've come across. It's what when because the deal that Adam strikes with Garlus is that Garlus you will will save him, but it will also involve him taking to the springs of Zal. But Adam is also going to be honest about why he wants to be saved. And that's and it's kind of interesting, what the consequences of when he has to be honest about it, what those what that specifically entails. And also the everything up to that point, where it's you believe that Adam is the heroes, like he's trying to like he's fighting for the right things. It's like what he's doing everything like for the greater good, but then you realize that, it's like maybe he isn't, and this story is about something else instead. And and before I reread things, I was actually more interested in seeing how things worked out for Garlus, because Garlus is easily the most interesting character, because he's like I said, he's someone who is engineered things, that he is like the ruler of this. It's like of this land, like through his specific ability. So again, while like these people like who are fighting against him, like they've got their own plans to like how to deal with him. Well, it's like Garlus actually kind of struggles a lot to to like talk about why he believes he's the right person for, like for this job. It's like in like in ruling Zol. Like, and also just like why he's like why his like he believes that under his rule more people have lived than would have died otherwise. It's like, and that's interesting thing to think of, especially when you get the idea that I was talking about earlier, when like he's being taught by someone who believed that he was like scum and deserved to die. And like this is when he was a kid, and he realized that it's like, hey, it's all about appearances more than anything else. So it's not like, so Garlus may do a lot of like bad things. He might be responsible for a lot of bad things in this series, but you understand why he's doing it, and that makes him more of a antagonist, than an outright villain. And also, I think that what I wanted to see in the end of like the series, I wanted to see, it's like like the antagonists triumph more than anything else. And I think that when a series gets me feeling that, it's also because the protagonists, well, they're not all that interesting, or they're fighting for like the wrong reasons. And I think that the protagonists in Seven to Eternity are, it's like they're just kind of like I mean, like they've got their good reasons for this, but I don't think Remender does a good job of fleshing them out like over the course of the series. I mean, you've got Goblin, it's like who he's like he's a cock like he's like a Cockney charmer and all, like not Cockney, like an Irish. It's like he's got this like charming Irish brogue to him. So I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, but he's like so he wants to like believe in like what, and Adam is going to do the right thing, even if that may not be like the case and all. But then there's also characters like the White Queen, it's like who like to, like a person who was like tied to the it's like the well of Zal. It's like one of the it's like one of the key afterlife portions of it. And then when you find out that like she's been gifted with the gift of foresight, and it turns out that she's done a lot of things that would force Adam like onto the road that he's on. You're kind of like, why? Why can't you see what you've done? It's like it's been like a self-fulfilling prophecy and all. It's like, and it's like, and then it's like, and then there's Patchwork, the person who can like assume like other people's limbs as their own. It's like, and it's like, and all like, and the rest of the characters who just like aren't like given, who are just like given just enough like backstory to for us to understand like why they're doing what they do, but at the same time it's just like they're not like get like meant to, not sketched out in a really memorable way, in the sense that that Garlus is. It's like, and like and but because by the end of the volume, it's like by the end of the series, Garlus is like, he's still, it's like he's still kind of a villain. It's like, and he also realized that let's like Adam know that in the end, everything I was doing was just to prove a point to your dad. And as far as like what that meant, well, I'll just read the series yourself, um because as much as because even like I think Remender does a good job of like a world building and building and testing out the characters that he intends to. He also has a fairly conventional sense of morality, as I may have mentioned, like when he's in my review of it's like of the scumbag because hey, it's like like this guy may be like like scumbag maybe like a terrible person, but he's not like completely unhateable. It's like which it's kind of a problem when you're saying that hey, like, this is a series about the worst person in the world who may be able to save it, and you're thinking like, wait, really? It's like he's, but still he's out. He still does the right thing in the end, and you're kind of like, oh man, like that's kind of annoying and all. But with 7 to Eternity, it's like I think that when you're focusing on when he's focusing on Garlus's like character, it's pretty interesting and like goes against the grain. Um, Adam Adam's story and all, it's like I can't really say too much about that because in the end, um, the series kind of like defaults to like a conventional morality, but at the same time, I kind of like the idea that in the end, after everything was done, Adam was able to live for 200 years, like doing his own thing, and that even though we're the end basically involves the end is meant to imply that Adam pays for his sins, but at the same time, I imagine that after the final page, like Adam goes like, after 200 years, Toriga, you think I wouldn't be prepared? That's what I think. What Remender thinks is that this is a series about how you know, like how we rationalize our compromises to ourselves. It's like and how we have to work with them. In order to live in the world. I think that's kind of I think that's pretty interesting. Like even though it's like I think that like ultimately like he kind of defaults to like a conventional moralistic opinion as to how this all goes. I don't want to say specifics, but I think I've already given away too much right there. That being said, one of the other like pro- best parts of the series is Opena's art. Um, Opena has a fantastic design sense, and when Remender asked him like, yeah, I need you to complete a it's like a big weird spaghetti western type world. It's like Opena's kind of like, you know what, I gotcha. It's like, I'm gonna do that. It's like, and it's meticulously detailed, and it's got like such imaginative sights from like the springs of Zal to the it's like to the flying kingdom ruled by one of Garlus's bastard sons to even like Garlus's like throne room itself. Like this is a fantastic looking series from beginning to end. It's like you can just look at this and it's just gorgeous to behold. Like for each of its 17 issues, and it's really a very dense read like through its 17 issues because even though I'm telling you it's only like 4 volumes, like rereading this, it took me a lot longer than I expected to, even though it was only 4 volumes. Basically because of like Remender's writing, but also because of just it was cool to take into the detail that like that Opena invested in it. Also, James Heron as well. Because if you've been reading my blog for long enough, I love Heron's work from his time on BPRD to Rumble, and he also contributed to 2 issues in Volume 2, where the it's like where the titular 7, or what's left of them at that point, like have to go to a like an industrial town and have to deal with with things there. It's like it's really great, and the fact that the series is basically calling on like Heron to do like 2 issues of fill-in work. It's like that just kind of gives you an opinion that hey, this is how high its standards are. It's like and it looks really great right there. It's like so yeah, the series looks fantastic. It's very dense, and it ultimately, as I said, it offers an interesting um, look on the morality of moralizing one's actions. It's like I don't know. It's like I can't say that. I guess it's like the at the end when I was done with the series, I was kind of like left thinking, well, it's like like well, what would happen after this? It's like I've got some ideas. It's like it kept me thinking, it got me invested enough that I was thinking about what would come next. It's like and all. But as far as like like what goes in the series, like I think it's I definitely think it's worth reading. It's like it's probably not Remender's best series. I think that his style in terms of like like grinding the characters and cast down is probably best served in like a standard superhero universe where it's like where people are where he's prevented from like like grinding them down into dust and all, like where he has to like say, oh no, I can't go that far. But Seven to Eternity, it's still interesting. I'm still thinking about what he did at the end of the series. It's like I still kind of think about just like where things would go from there. It's like it's interesting. It's probably not going to be his best creator-owned series. Like that's like Deadly Class is still number one on my book, and remember it's a Tokyo Ghost is a series that he did with Sean Murphy that well, it was fun, but it's like it just kind of like it was all right in the end and all. But hey, I remembered it. That's cool. So I think that Seven Tier Journey is worth reading, but maybe pick it up like on a nice comiXology sale or in the inevitable by one volume edition, which I believe is coming from Image at some point. And that's about all I got,
So that sounds like a good idea. Probably just get it on sale. Anyway,
get it on sale. It's like it's got, like I said, it's got some good. It's something that's good parts to recommend it, especially the art. I just think that, well, it's like, is it, it's like, is it uplifting? No, but I don't think it's like depressing enough to like to be counted against like the worst parts of the worst indulgences of Remender style.
Well, there you go. Oh, do you know what you're going to be talking about next week?
Oh, well, it's like I may just like order like the final volume of Ta-Nehisi Coates' Captain America from Amazon, or depending on how things shake out with what's coming to Marvel Unlimited, I may see if I can get Rob in to talk about the Hellfire Gala on X-Men. Or there's also I may decide to like reread all of Jeff Lemire's Sweet Tooth to talk about his The Return series. So we'll see how things go. It's like lots of possibilities here.
All right, and we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
Right, laters.